Welcome in, everybody. Ty Bartone with another edition of Coach's Corner. This time, we're talking with Coach Z of the champion Flashes girls basketball team. Joining me today, Coach. How we doing?
Good, man. Just finished first period of health. Got a little break here, so figured to hop on and have a great interview.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you a little bit about Flashes hoops this year, and you guys got a decent bit coming back. I know it's your first year taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, for this Flashes program. Just talk to me about the excitement too, and what made Champion feel like a right fit for you.
Yeah, I can speak on the second part first. Just kind of a good tradition and history of girls athletics, competitive teams, high achieving teams. Seems like programs that have student athletes who want to compete at high levels, not just be a part of a team, but they want to be part of something a little bit better, something that leaves a legacy. And that's kind of where my mindset is with coaching. So I felt like it would be a really good fit. And then just the excitement's been cool. It's, obviously getting to know new people, new admin, all the way down to the custodians and maintenance who allow me to practice and not get on them too much about not knowing where things are all the time so far. But it's kind of been a refreshing breath of fresh air, let's so speak. Let me phrase that. And it's, just a slow process in terms of getting to know each other, but it's been really rewarding so far.
What you have gotten to know from this team too, it is scrimmage season, it is practice season. I don't know if you guys have particularly gotten any scrimmages under your belt yet, but in the practices that you have had, if the scrimmages that you have had, what have you noticed from the girls? What has stood out to you?
Yeah, we scrimmaged last week against Southeast and Kent Roosevelt. So obviously Southeast is now in our conference. So it was a solid look for us. Kent Roosevelt's a bigger school, a little more athletic than what we might be prone to seeing or what they've seen in the past. I really liked our aggression in terms of our, speed, pushing the ball up the floor in transition. Addie Warzela kind of came into her own a little bit, drove the rim a lot, had a lot of good decision making. And then defensively, we did rather well, just kind of rotating on a tight schedule right now due to low numbers. So we were only really running 5 to 6 for the varsity quarters. So it was a lot of conditioning, a lot of cardio for them, but a lot of good basketball at the same point, a lot of learning lessons as well. And then through practice, it's just been, again, trying to build a solid level of communication. So when they're on the floor and things kind of, take a turn for the worse, there's leaders on the floor who can kind of regain some composure and get everybody back on the same page.
You mentioned Addie Warzela too. That's a name we know too, multiple sport athlete as well. What are some other names we got to get used to for this Flashes program that we're going to see out on the hardwood a decent bit this year?
Yeah, I hate to be cliche and give you like the list of the whole team, but I'm going to tell you that it really is all hands on deck. Roughly 2 months ago, start open gym season, we had 17 girls sign up, and now we're down to 12. Just kind of war of attrition or other things kind of pop up in life, and it's going to force some of these sophomores to step up. Seniors that you're going to either remember or recognize this year are Kennedy Caldwell and Riley Doan. Riley's going to get a chance to kind of show her abilities as a post player. Kennedy Caldwell hopefully can take her scoring to the next level and just knock down a couple more threes for us a game. And then we have a good junior, Natalie Yako, who's going to be a good defensive presence for us, hopefully help facilitate the ball. And then a strong core group of sophomores, and then one freshman who, again, it is due to a necessity. They're going to have to step up and play varsity minutes in big-time moments and, kind of that trial by fire. And, hey, sometimes we're going to get a little burned, but hopefully it heals, and next time we're a little bit more ready for that moment.
You talk about trying to get these girls ready too, and some of them in the case of just getting them used to varsity basketball experience. The league's going to present plenty of opportunities for you guys to do that. It's a tough league. It's always a tough league on the girls basketball side. I'm sure you looked ahead at the conference too, saw the kind of competition you guys are going to be facing. Champion's always right in the conversation for that top spot in the conference. I don't really expect maybe much different. I don't know what your opinions are though. How do you feel like you're going to fit in the conference this year on the MVAC Gray side?
Yeah, it's I think a blessing to be able to look at a schedule like that and know that you're not going to take a night off. You have to stay focused because through coaching, through athletics, the nights that scare you are the nights where we look over somebody. We look past the game, we look past an opponent to somebody we're more excited to play, somebody who we know they're not probably going to be a challenge as much as the next team. So you might sleepwalk through that. And I think the rigors of our schedule are going to create a little bit more of a focused and sharpened mindset consistently, as opposed to like a lull per week where, we're just going through the motions. And, I've said it before, but I feel like other teams also need to prepare that for us as well. And know that when we come into their gym or they come into ours, what to expect. And it's not just, a new coach, new system, and take advantage of some maybe lapses in moments. It's just going to be as challenging for the other teams as well.
When you talk about the sort of identity we're going to see from this Champion Flashes team, some of the strengths that they're going to have to play to get their wins, what would you say that identity and those strengths would be for this team this year?
Definitely going to lean on our seniors. We are going to be, three seniors with a couple sophomores and a junior starting, rotating, and just depending on the matchups. I think our strength is going to be just staying together in terms of our leadership and pushing the ball up the floor basketball wise. I'd like to play a little faster than what they're used to. Kind of move the ball a little bit more, run an offense that's a little more hands on deck, as opposed to kind of something that was top heavy in the years past, just based off of what they had. Defensively, we're going to get after it. Again, we're only going to rotate 8 to 10 varsity a night for the most part. So it's a map, which is, I would say, solid. If you can rotate 8 to 10, then you're probably in a good position. But it's keeping bodies fresh, throwing different people at different girls, and really trying to hone in defensively and limit teams to around 35 to 40 points a game, and give us a chance to win every night.
When you talk about trying to instill your culture into this program as well, I can only imagine that it's always a challenge trying to go somewhere new and try to start something. So when you talk about that, what are kind of like, when you break it down goal wise, what are some of those short term goals you're looking to accomplish? And what are some long term goals you're looking to accomplish with the team?
Yeah, long term is just to create more interest and desire to play basketball. I think I could probably speak for a lot of coaches across 3-4 county area. Having 12 to 13 girls for a program, it's a tough struggle. You're one rolled ankle, you're a couple girls with the flu away from being in a really tough predicament. And then, you're a couple girls in foul trouble away from being in a tough spot. So my goal is to increase the desire to be a part of a program here. And I understand that, this may be viewed as a softball school for understandable reasons. But I also don't see a reason why we can't also be a basketball school and continue, making district championships and hopefully making deeper runs. It's just getting people acclimated to who I am, as well as getting acclimated to new people, new players, new coaches, just making sure we're all on the same page moving forward. We kind of have that same vision and same goal. I think sometimes in my experience, we aren't as brash or clear about goals when it comes to girls basketball. And, I think for me and my program, we're hoping to compete for a district championship every year. It's not just something that we're going to say, and hey, if we fall short, we find a moral victory somewhere else. That is the goal. That is something that we're going to strive for every single year, including this year, which is one of our short-term goals, is to make a deep playoff run.
And I'm sure, as you know as well as that all the other coaches too, for you to get, and the girls side of basketball especially, for you to get the most out of your players, you need to be able to connect with them on some sort of level. Of course, high school girls in this day of age, it can be tough to do that too. They have their own set of challenges. They all come from different backgrounds, right? How are you able to connect with your girls too? How have you been able to connect with the girls to try to get the most out of them and try to get them to be the best version of themselves on the court?
Part of it is just kind of being who I am, being honest with them, uh, holding them accountable, helping them understand that there are expectations and we need to strive to make those expectations and be accountable. And I think when you have athletes, girls or boys, who want to compete, want to excel, want the opportunity to cut down a net or hold up a trophy, I think they understand that, and they respect that, and they work a little bit harder. They buy in, which obviously is a new coach, new system. So soon, like, you need to buy in. You need to be able to be coachable. So it's basically being who I am. They know that I'm going to push them in practice and demand the most out of them. But the moment practice ends, the moment the game's end, we're joking about what's for dinner. We're having a laugh about their favorite show. I think a strength of mine is to be relatable and easy to approach in moments where there's a question or some confusion, and just letting them know, like, hey, this is a safe space. We don't need to walk on eggshells. We don't need to be timid or scared of the moment. It's ask questions, get answers, and let's move forward.
When you look at the coaching staff that you're going to have around you trying to help instill this culture and start building this thing the way you want it to be built, who are some of those names that need some shout out and some love in that champion community?
Yeah, you're never as good of a head coach as unless you have a good support system and good admin. So I've been blessed to have a really good admin team, and who gave me the opportunity. Big shout out to them. And then with my assistant coaches, I have Caleb Bennett, who was a college athlete at Westminster, all conference player. And then I have Zekkour Stanley, who he was also a college player. He played at Mount Union for a year and then went to Penn State Shenango for 2 years, I believe. Is now just finishing out his degree. But the experiences alone as a player from playing in bigger moments, bigger games, it's going to correlate into the smaller things in practice, right? Like how to set a screen, when to make a backdoor cut, what's the specific read on defense. And I've seen that blossom into some moments in practice, especially as they're both first-year coaches. There's a little bit of unknown for them, right? Like, how do I fit in? Where do I fit in? And not feeling like you're stepping on anybody's toes. As you know, I've definitely been an assistant myself in different aspects, and you want to inject life and your thoughts and your emotions into your team and your players. And my coaches do a really good job of doing that. And you're doing something right with assistant coaches when they're excited. Your girls are excited to see them every day, and that's big for me because it's not always about how well we're running a drill, how well we ran plays, or what we need to fix. Sometimes it's just having that human connection and being there for people and being somebody that they're excited to be around. So really big shout out for my assistants on that.
You got a lot of experience on that as well, too. I mean, college experience on both sides, too, with your assistant coaches. I mean, not too many people are able to have that, too, at the high school level. So that's a blessing, no doubt, for your girls. Coach, I mean, you're one of the teachers of the sport of basketball. You teach countless young ladies, too, the sport and how to get better, how to level up in that sport. But the theme question this year that I have for coaches across the area is actually the biggest lesson the sport of basketball has taught you.
Resiliency. Things don't go your way. That's life. And I have used basketball throughout different phases of my life to kind of be able to respond to tough moments, whether it's looking forward to that next practice, looking forward to the next defensive stop, looking forward to the next game plan, and helping develop some character for myself. I like to say this to people. I grew up on teams as a young person that we won a lot, and that kind of gets ingrained into your DNA and your mindset and how you approach life. And if it wasn't for those lessons, I wouldn't be able to understand the other side of that spectrum. And when you take a loss, when things don't go your way, right? It's not a life isn't fair. It's not a, hey, like, they're not that good, we should have beat them type moment, because everybody deserves the respect. Even if it's a 1-20 team beating you and you're 20-0, like they beat you for a reason that night. And basketball's just kind of taught me to look at life through a different lens and be appreciative of what I earn and what I succeed at, because it's not always the story from day to day in life battles.
Coach, I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see how you continue to just apply those lessons too, and continue to learn about the game each and every time you go out there on the hardwood as well too with your girls. My final question for you today, though: basketball season and Thanksgiving to me go hand in hand, at least in the high school realm, because girls and boys tip-off happens right around Thanksgiving. So I want you to shout out your first game, let the champion community know why they need to support your girls this year, but also shout out your favorite Thanksgiving Day dish.
Yeah, first game is going to be Lakeview. It is the Monday of Thanksgiving week. That is a home game, and it's actually kind of a cool little storyline. I'm coaching against Jason Lee, and I got my start in high school basketball under him in terms of coaching JV for the first time. We coached at Matthews together, and then we coached at Howland. So we've been joking back and forth a bit. Just, one of those cool moments in life that don't really present itself too often. What's the cliche? Like Hollywood couldn't write it better than that, or something like that. So that's a cool moment. And in terms of why championship should come out and support, I think it's not a term of why they should. I think it's just why should they continue. Nothing changes in terms of the product on the floor or the value of the student when they're not playing a sport. You know, they strive to be the best people, best students, best daughters that they can be. And that's, it sounds cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. And they are the epitome of that. And it's exciting to be around these people because they work hard. And that's a lot of my life values as well. So I think the champion community is going to be extremely proud of the product they see, consistently putting in effort and working hard. And then towards the Thanksgiving dish, I'm going straight for pumpkin roll. So
that's the first one I've heard. And you know what? You and me are on the same level with that. Cream cheese in the middle, too. Pumpkin roll. Oh
man,
my. It's got to be made right, though. The right person's
yep,
got to be making it, though. But
yep,
no, I agree with you on
absolutely.
that one. Pumpkin roll over pumpkin pie, dessert wise. Every
For
time for
sure,
me.
for
100%.
sure.
Coach Z, I'm so excited though for seeing this champion community come out and support you guys. I'm excited to see the girls play once again. It's always a fun team. It's always a fun conference to be involved in and see the competition up and down. I'm excited to see how you guys fit right in with it.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem, Coach. It's been a first edition of Coach's Corner with the man, Sean Zekkour from Champion.